today's episode, legal advice for a variety of issues, the latest in fashion trends, event planning for any occasion, wellness strategies for life, and lots more. Today on The Balancing Act.
Up first, a story not to be missed.
Personal injury law covers a wide range of injuries and accidents, from fender benders and slip and falls to total losses and wrongful death. It's important to know your rights.
The areas of law I cover are personal injury, so that includes car accidents, slip and falls, wrongful death. I also handle insurance claims, so homeowners claims, especially hurricane claims, and fire claims. I also do business and commercial loss claims. Really anything to do with representing either a person or a small business against an insurance company. Florida is different than a lot of states. We're what's called a no-fault state. We're actually the only state in the country that does not require bodily injury coverage. And what that means is when you're in an accident in Florida, your own insurance, whether or not you're at fault for an accident, is going to provide the initial $10,000 in medical benefits. And that's called personal injury protection, or PIP.
Start by looking at what insurance may or may not cover.
There's a term that gets used called full coverage. In Florida, full coverage means a lot of different things. Most of the time, what that means is that you have the minimum insurance required to legally be allowed to drive. However, there are other coverages that your agent can sell you that are very important. One of those is uninsured motorist coverage. And what that does is that protects you and your family if the car that hits you and causes the accident does not have insurance or doesn't have enough insurance. There were many changes made to the Florida Motor Vehicle No-Fault Law in 2012. One of the major changes was to access your PIP benefits, meaning the medical benefits that you receive, whether or not you're at fault for an accident. You must get your initial treatment within 14 days of the accident. Now, that initial treatment can be from EMS at the scene of the accident, at an urgent care, at a hospital, at a chiropractor's office, in exchange for Florida being a no-fault state. To access the bodily injury coverage that the other party might have, you have what's called the permanency requirement. And what that means is if you do not have a permanent injury, the only thing you can recover are your outstanding medical bills.
You're going to want to stay at the scene, call the police to file a police report, take pictures of both cars, and then seek immediate medical attention.
It's very important when you're in an accident that you don't just exchange information with the other party, and you stay at the scene, take pictures, and most importantly, call the police. And the reason for that is that when the police come to a scene after an accident, they're going to issue a police report. It's required by Florida law. And that police report is going to have all of the people that were involved in the accident, the names of the drivers, their driver's license numbers, and most importantly, the insurance companies for each vehicle. Many times after an accident, whether or not you hire a lawyer or not, you're going to need to contact the insurance company for the other side. If you just rely on the exchange of information, the other side is not bound to provide you the correct information. However, they're not going to be able to show the police the wrong insurance information. Many times as well, people forget exactly where they were or what happened in the accident. By calling the police and having the police take it down contemporaneously, that can help us refresh our recollection years after to remember where you were and how the accident happened. What you don't want to do is admit fault. And it's really important to not be emotional. Many times after we're in a trauma like that, our heartbeats are very fast and we want to react emotionally, but it's important to stay calm and just tell the officer calmly what actually happened.
Howard gets it. He was the victim of a hit and run when he was just a teenager and dealt firsthand with the bad faith tactics of insurance companies. That's when he vowed to fight to make things right and get the best recovery for all Floridians.
I've sat in that seat. I know what it feels like to be told that you're not actually hurt, that what you did was your fault, that you don't deserve anything for having to go through this. I will never let a single one of my clients ever feel what I had to feel. You hire me, I will go to bat for you, and I will never give up until you get everything you deserve.
For more information about Myones Legal, visit myoneslegal.com or just go to our website, thebalancingact.com.
I'm ready. Let's watch this together.
Inspiration can take root in the mind of an entrepreneur in the most unlikely of places. For Louise Boffice, her colorful inspiration came on the golf course.
About 15 years ago, I was on the golf course getting ready to tee off, and a lady was riding by on her bicycle, and she had a Skort on. And it had flowers on it, like pink, purple, yellow. And like most Skorts, it had white shorts underneath. And then it just hit me. Oh my gosh, wouldn't that be so cute with pink and white stripes underneath? Unlike other Skorts, where the fabric might be thicker, the shorts are too short, there's not that much to choose from. Our Skorts, there's no buttons, there's no zipper, there's no elastic, so they're really comfortable. The fabric is a 4-way stretch. It doesn't shrink, it doesn't fade, and it doesn't stretch. The shorts are longer, they don't ride, which women love. So it's not a compressed short, but it's a short that's fitted. And then my hidden pockets, big selling point for us. My sister Marisa works with me. She does my website and she does graphic design. She's like the art director. And at one point she says to me, we could do our own designs. I'm like, we can? She says, yeah. Whatever you want to do. Send me a picture, find a thing to tell me your ideas, whatever you want to do, and I'll design them for you. So I'm like, okay. So now we started to print our own fabrics, and we do all our own prints. It's all our own designs. I wasn't buying already made anymore. Another thing I'm proud of is we donate. We're donating to the National Breast Cancer Foundation. So for every breast cancer Skort sold, we donate $5.
I've been wearing Skorts for years. I love Skorts because Skorts are very cute, but it gives you the comfort of a short. I can say that all of my other Skorts have become obsolete since I started wearing the Skort Obsessions because nothing matches the comfort of the Skort Obsession Skort.
Skort Obsession's product line is designed for the active woman who wants to be both stylish and comfortable at the same time.
I literally have women that own 10, 20, 30 of my Skorts. They wear them to the beach, they wear them on cruises, they wear them for exercise, they wear them for happy hour, they wear them for lunch. Like they're just worn everywhere.
Skort Obsession has been a big hit on the links, and that's why a number of golf shops around the country sell their products.
I was first attracted to Skort Obsession's prints. They're fun, they're whimsical, they're colorful. And then I was caught by the surprise of the accent print.
It feels great to wear Skort Obsession. The fabric is soft, it's movable, it's comfortable, and it goes anywhere. The designs are so cute and colorful, and I'm always getting compliments about them.
Right now, we're in about 200 golf shops and boutiques. So I'm really looking to grow that, number one. We're working on tops. We're working on maybe doing a Skort with a legging. We do new designs at least 3 times a year, and we do custom Skorts. So I have Skorts in golf shops with their logo on it, or I may have a tennis team. Can you make us something in this color? So we're able to do that. So when somebody comes up to me or they're thinking about buying the product, I always tell them, it's the most comfortable thing you're ever going to wear. So try one, it's worth it.
For more information about Skort Obsession, go to skortobsession.com or go to our website, thebalancingact.com.
Don't touch that dial. You don't want to miss our next story.
As you can imagine, planning a large event, let alone a wedding, can be quite the challenge. Between wasted hours online and potentially unreliable vendors, hiring professionals is always a good idea, and hiring the best guarantees an amazing event. And in South Florida, it would be hard to beat the combined efforts of Busy Bees Events and the Event Group Design and Decor. Their work is like no other.
My name's Bettina, and I'm the owner of a full-service wedding and event planning company in South Florida. We specialize in weddings, but we do all types of social events, private events, corporate events. We do specialize in all types of events, but our real big specialty is definitely weddings. We flourish in weddings, especially when we work with our partners, the Event Group.
My name's Joel Clendenin. I own the Event Group Design and Decor. I am the owner-operator of an amazing production company surrounded by some incredibly talented people who contribute to us making events into a great success.
All those separate entities, Busy Bees Events and the Event Group Design and Decor, combine forces regularly to put on some truly impressive functions and can pull off just about anything.
What separates me from the rest of the wedding planners is that I definitely pay special attention to detail, as well as make sure that I'm always there for every step of the way and make sure communication's always on point. I always try to make the clients feel like they're my only clients and their day is just so special.
Bettina is a rock star. From the moment we met on an event by chance, and we hit it off right away.
We had a wedding for my oldest daughter, and we decided to hire a planning group to help us with the wedding, and it was here in Boca Raton, Florida. I actually interviewed several different companies, and someone gave me the advice that when I did interview the companies that I should make sure that it was a good match with the person I would be working with. The process working on my event was very smooth because of who I hired. They made it easy, and any decisions that had to be made, we worked through them together. It was everything we ever dreamed of, and every little detail was taken care of just perfect.
In order to make the process of wedding planning more organized and less intimidating, Bettina has launched a wedding planning online course and even a wedding ebook to help all those lost in the process of planning their wedding.
The online course includes over 40 hours of me talking about the wedding planning process, from the very start of the wedding planning process to the end. So we start off with discussing our top 3 steps. And our top 3 steps are: 1, figure out your guest count. Your wedding guest count, your event guest count is so important to translate not only into your budget, but to your whole wedding process. And the second step is definitely the budget. The budget is something that will entail not only what will be included as part of your wedding, but also where will it be located. Based on your wedding guest count will translate into your budget. And number 3 is your zip code, knowing what areas you want to stay within, knowing what type of institutions you want to get married in. It's very important to know those details before going into the wedding planning process. If you start off with knowing those 3 steps before going into the process, you should be in good footing. I would encourage people who are going into the wedding planning process to definitely take a deep breath and remember, at the end of the day, you're marrying your best friend, and that's the most important part of the day.
So remember, when it's time to plan that wedding or other special event, look no further than the Dream Team.
Why are we the Dream Team? We are the Dream Team because we work off of each other's energy, and we truly work together to make the client as happy as we can possibly make them and make the day as smooth as possible.
It's so true. She's the anchor, I'm the sail. She's often railing me back in.
Yep. That's definitely a kid in a candy shop is what he likes to say. We work together so well because I really focus on logistics of a day and making sure everything goes according to plan, and he makes sure that the clients are so happy with the production and design.
We did that wedding at the Conrad in Fort Lauderdale.
Yes, yeah.
It was an acrylic canopy. Winds were over 15 miles an hour.
Almost 20.
Almost 20, and we still wanted to make the client happy, and there's some video and footage of me hanging over the edge, risking life and limb to produce this event for her because that's what she wanted. We tried everything, and luckily it's one of those things that we're able to shift and make change to make her happy as well.
I cannot wait for the future. It's going to be definitely epic, and we are just planning such a great adventures in the future, and definitely follow us on our social media because we try to do our best updating all of our fans and clients out there.
That's correct.
For more information about Busy Bees events, go to busybeesevents.com. For more information about the Event Group Design and Decor, go to theeventgroup.net or just check out our website, thebalancingact.com.
Up next, another story not to be missed.
Got a lemon? Not the yellow kind you eat. We're talking about cars. Luckily, Florida Lemon Law has you covered. Here's what you need to know.
My name is Alex Weisberg, and my law firm is the Weisberg Consumer Law Group. I've been representing consumers with lemon law and breach of warranty cases all around the country for about 21 years. I've represented clients against all the major automobile manufacturers, car dealers, boat manufacturers, really anybody that sells or manufactures a defective product.
How can you tell if your car is a lemon?
The lemon law in Florida protects consumers that buy defective vehicles, either a truck, car, or an RV. If you have to bring it in for the exact same problem at least 3 times, and that problem is not fixed, or if it's in the shop for a total of 30 days, you may have a lemon law case against the manufacturer, which means if you win, the manufacturer would have to repurchase or replace your vehicle with a new one. Also, it has to be under the factory warranty at least the very first time that you take it in for repairs. The lemon law in Florida requires that after your vehicle has been in 3 times for the same problem, or it has been in the shop a total of 30 days, you must give the manufacturer an opportunity to perform what's called a final repair attempt, where they can actually bring someone in from the factory to take a look at the vehicle and make that final attempt to repair the defects.
Lemon law is not the same as federal law, so it's important to know the difference.
The lemon law in Florida only applies to brand new cars, trucks, or RVs. But the federal Magnus and Moss Warranty Act really applies to any product that comes with a factory warranty and you have to bring it in an unreasonable amount of time for repairs, or it's in the shop for an unreasonable amount of time. The federal law also requires the manufacturer to pay the consumer's attorney's fees, which is why we don't have to charge our clients for our services. Under the federal Magnus and Moss Warranty Act, if you buy a product, let's say it's in the shop for an unreasonable amount of time, or the manufacturer failed to repair it within a reasonable amount of attempts, then you have a case against the manufacturer for breaching its warranty. That means you can take action against the manufacturer, although you may not be able to get them to take the vehicle back and give you a new one or buy it back from you. You're entitled to get compensation for the diminished value, for the effect that all these repairs and defects have had on the value of your vehicle. The best thing for a consumer to do is to keep their paperwork. When you take your vehicle in for repairs, make sure that you get a detailed repair order showing everything that you told the dealership and everything that they did to try to diagnose and repair the defects, and keep those documents. Because if it turns out into a lemon law or breach of warranty situation, you're going to need those documents because that's going to be your evidence in the case. The lemon law in Florida, unlike some other states, does not require the manufacturer to pay the consumer's attorney's fees. However, when we represent our clients under the lemon law, we still do not charge any upfront or retainer fees, no matter what happens.
Another important fact is that when you buy a car, the buyer's guide you're given must be in your spoken language.
The federal regulations require that a dealership that sells a used vehicle must provide the buyer with what's called a buyer's guide, which has certain information about the vehicle and the warranties that are covering the vehicle. Now, the law also requires that if you conduct this transaction in Spanish, you have to provide the car buyer with this buyer guide in Spanish. If you conduct it in Spanish, but you give them an English version of the buyer's guide, then you violated both federal and state law. Other than your home, your vehicle is going to be the second biggest purchase that you make. So it's obviously very important that this, not only does it work properly, that if you have problems, those problems are rectified. Don't be intimidated by these multi-billion-dollar manufacturers, and don't think that me as just one person, I really can't do anything, because that's not the case. I've been representing consumers against these manufacturers for about 21 years. And if you think that you have a lemon or a defective product, I'm happy to help you out. I'll do it free of charge, and I'm very happy to go against these manufacturers. It's what I do every day.
For more information about Weisberg Consumer Law Group Law Firm, visit carlemon.com or go to our website, thebalancingact.com.
Looking for a little inspiration? Take a look at this.
Anyone who has cared for an aging parent, friend, or family member knows how important it is to find good quality assistance. One Call Home Care has helped thousands of families with loved ones in South Florida find the perfect home care. They've been serving this community for years. They do this by truly understanding the needs of the people they care for and the concerns for their families.
Our company is a nurse registry that is licensed by the state of Florida. What makes us distinct is that the owners are certified senior advisors, and we each have 20+ years experience navigating the complexities of aging. Well, we have a team of caring and compassionate home health aides and certified nursing assistants. They support clients to stay in their own homes safely as long as possible. So some of the specific services that we provide really depend on the particular needs of each client.
Finding someone you trust to take care of your loved one is very hard to do by yourself.
We have a very comprehensive vetting process, including both state and federal background checks. We also check with previous employers and possibly previous clients that they took care of. They go through an extensive interview process with the HR department. All our caregivers have at least 3 years of experience out in the field, and they also possess a well-documented track record validating their passion for helping the elderly.
So what is it like to put your trust in One Call Home Care?
I turned to One Call Home Care because I've had a few friends that have used it, and they've said to me, it's one of the best, and you will have wonderful, outstanding care. It has helped me to be a human being again. It has helped me, number one, to walk. It has helped me to be not afraid to visit with my neighbors. It has helped me to go outside. It has helped me to go to a restaurant and be with my Joan and be able to eat. It has helped me just to live.
There's been many clinical studies showing that by having a competent, caring, compassionate caregiver, it actually extends somebody's life and also improves their quality of life and makes those years much more meaningful. It's extremely rewarding knowing that we're making a positive difference in one's life at such a very difficult time. It's also extremely satisfying to know that we're bringing down the anxiety levels of the individual's loved ones, which happens quite a bit.
Well, as a senior support service in South Florida, many of the family members of our clients live elsewhere. They may not see their loved ones for extended periods of time, and for them, it's really comforting for them to know that there's professionals that have shared values with the family and that will go the extra mile to ensure that they have an excellent caregiver that will keep a watch on their behalf.
For more information about One Call Home Care, go to onecallhc.com or go to our website, thebalancingact.com.
That was great. Don't go anywhere because we've got even more amazing stories coming up like this.
In the quiet town of Miami Lakes sits an expansive and serene green space that has served as the resting place for thousands of people since it opened more than 60 years ago. The largest independently owned cemetery in the state of Florida, Vista Memorial Gardens, serves as a respite for grieving families.
Vista Memorial Gardens is a cemetery that was established in 1957. It's been compared to Arlington National Cemetery in Washington. It's 80 acres. We have the largest mausoleum complex program from here to Georgia with over 44,000 built. We're anticipating building another 44,000. We have approximately 75,000 souls that are buried within the park. It is maintained by a ground crew of 15 hardworking people, and we're very proud of the aesthetics of the park.
Vista's reputation has prided itself on is the care that everybody within our business portrays to anybody who is coming here to either visit a loved one or plan to bury a loved one or whatever the reason might be. It's an emotional time for anybody who's coming here for that reason, and every one of our staff members exude this care and empathy that I think provides some sense of comfort in the time of need.
While most people don't like to think about death, it is wise to plan ahead to alleviate the burden for your loved ones. And that type of planning and counseling is what Vista Memorial Gardens is known for.
I think there's various reasons to plan ahead. One being the financial burden that planning for funerals and burials presents to families. By doing it ahead of time, you're locking in a price now as opposed to whatever the cost might be at the time of the person's passing. And in doing that, you're alleviating a burden on your loved ones who are already going through the emotional stress of losing a family member or a friend.
Vista Memorial Gardens cares about the community. That's why they offer services at no cost to any first responder or member of the military killed in the line of duty. And they offer a generous 50% discount for all first responders and healthcare workers who purchase pre-need cemetery property for themselves and immediate family members. They also offer similar programs to veterans and educators.
It matters because we all live within a community. And if you're kinder and helping people, it gives you a certain reward internally. And I think that the people that work within Vista, most of them been with us a very long time, get the same satisfaction of knowing they're helping people at their greatest time of need. It first started during the Vietnam War by my late father. Any soldier that was killed in the line of duty was offered free burial services at Vista Memorial Gardens.
Vista Memorial has had a relationship with Mount Sinai Medical Center for decades. And for about 4 years ago, they offered us a program for our employees, which has been very well received by all. In fact, when it was first introduced 4 years ago, we had a wellness fair, and one of the representatives from Vista Memorial was there to talk to our employees. And the employees were very excited to hear about the program because it's a discounted program and they're able to pay on a monthly basis for the services and be ready for when that time comes.
The death care industry is one where you have to worry about the funeral service, the cemetery property. If it's going to be a cremation, that's one form of death care. There's 49 reasons why purchasing pre-need is important. Also because you're easing the burden on your loved ones because the decision is made in advance by those who eventually will pass away.
For more information about Vista Memorial Gardens, go to vistamemorial.net or go to our website, thebalancingact.com.
Thanks so much for joining us on this local edition of The Balancing Act. We'll see you next time.